So in regards to like cases that you do select, that you think that has the potential, that the person committed the crime, whoever committed the crime is innocent, what are the next step that your organization does? Like, how does it help to take the case forward? Because there would be some cases where the perpetrator might have the sentence that they cannot parole anymore, or there's life imprisonment for like 100 years or 50 years or 60 years, like plus three. So what do you do in those cases?
In our in the course of the work, um, I I believe, I hope to my intake colleagues that I'm not getting this wrong, that we have more or less been taking the cases sequentially. A lot of
Okay.
people wait a long time for their they submit letters and they have to wait a long time. And but of course, if there is something imminent happening in a case, so recently we've joined some death penalty cases where execution dates were set.
Oh,
That
true.
of course those rise to the top, and um, and so the our philosophy has been that if there's DNA, we're going to test it,
Right.
and because we know that the system is beset by biases and that we're not immune to those either. And so there have been cases where an individual may on paper have a very compelling innocence case, but the DNA will come back and will identify uh, will hit back to the individual who wrote. Now, it doesn't always mean
Yeah.
that that they were the person who committed the crime, but it makes the avenues for supporting their case a lot smaller.
Yeah.
And but we commit to committing to testing all the cases because we don't know. Nobody
Right.
knows what happened except for the person who committed the crime. And so it's it's been uh and we've learned so many lessons that way. And I think that it's also helped us uncover the different contributors to wrongful convictions. Because if we'd only stuck with, um, uh, I don't know if anyone would just stick with like eyewitness cases or false confession cases, because in the beginning, um, uh, the general public didn't know
Right. Yeah.
that people could falsely confess if you're
Yes.
innocent, or that people would
Which
take
happens a lot of times that they do, which is so bizarre. I don't get that, but they do it.
yeah, yeah. And I guess we never know how we're going to respond until we're in that situation. Um and interrogations are extremely coercive, and right now in most of the states in the United States, the um, investigators can lie to
Right.
people who are being detained, um, and so we've just learned so much, and I don't think that we would have uncovered as many of these contributors to wrongful convictions if we hadn't just tested everything
Right.
and instead said, this case looks good, let's focus on this one.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.